chickens can be like very people. I guess I am using a lot of like human issues, but you know.
Come here, chicken.
And this is a film about my pictures, and I guess the sort of life I live here in San Marcos. I graduated in 1988 from Friendswood. Started painting, I guess, since I was in junior high, with like from stuff like from Fangora and horror comics and a lot of pornography. Did a lot of these mimic paintings from pornography. I guess after I graduated high school, I just was painting more as a hobby, and then it just sort of got bigger and bigger, and I got more enthusiastic about it. And I don't know. I guess I'm just art-wise. I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty determined, and I like painting a lot. About 3 years ago, I started doing these sketches, just like splashed oil paint sketches of birds doing various things, and I wasn't very familiar with chickens at all, and I just started doing these like real loose chicken pictures. It's not necessarily the conclusory picture; it's more of a like practice, you know. And then when I started kind of toning into this, I thought, well, you know, I could be satisfied with making nothing but chicken paintings for 10 years, because it would just be, in essence, the same picture designed differently, and knowing how to work paint in a very detailed kind of like a la prima style method. And I really just let myself go and just kind of be enthusiastic about it and not take it so seriously, which is just not my, you know, I don't like taking stuff too seriously. Right now I'm just not really into painting people. I'm just dealing with like more like kind of like landscapes and bird stuff and a lot of abstract stuff. I guess I just don't really, I don't know, people, you can always load a message in there, and I just don't really feel, I don't know, I don't feel like making those kind of comics now. I like doing more like this kind of a Cezanne kind of attitude of pondering abstractions and pictorial looks. Take a right here. Let's check this out real fast. These are guineas. I don't know, these are probably like production reds, and they have a lot of bannies in here. But these guys are real neat. If you ever want to guard your property, get about a dozen of these guys, and they will like make these certain chirps for certain kind of, if anybody walks up, they totally guard the property. You can hear, it'll make this chirp when they see anybody unusual. And they go after snakes and all kind of insects, and they're real neat birds, but they don't taste too good, they're real gamey. But I like really absurd humor, like in dealing with with real situations. I don't know, I'm kind of more, I'm like a joker, and I like to come up with jokes, and I'm just like dying to see how this thing would actually look and how people would react toward it, you know. There's a lot of art like that, I mean, but I don't know if that's really art. I think it's just more of a prank, but it is really neat, because when you see something like a really neat joke pulled off, it's almost like art. When I started doing this practicing, I thought, well, why don't I make something that's like that could be, you know, I could sell to people, and it could be really bad, but to these people, I think it's good. You know, like grandmothers and people who, women that like to buy pictures to put in their kitchens and stuff. And basically, painting and all this art stuff is just really hobby time gone overboard. It's hobby time trying to deny a career. I want to live decently, but I'm not going to get a job over it, you know, or have to. I'm gonna, I don't know, stick it out.
Stick it out for what?
Just stick it out, and I guess just do what I want to do. I tell you, San Marcos sure is growing a lot. This is insane. It wasn't like this when I first got here. It's just like too many people, too many cars. Yeah, there's this great magazine called Celebrity Sleuth that, my God, it had some really cool pictures in there. And I just did a bunch of basically photocopies of them. And there was a bunch of Kathleen Turner, and I always like making paintings of like the femme fatale of the women terrorizing men, and always these bloody women doing stuff. And I always do a lot of humor. It's right here on the left. You see it? That sailed deer corn. I wanted to like, you know, there's a freaking, when I was working at Albertsons, there was this company, and I was like throwing away boxes one time, and they had this thing that goes, this big lino cut on this box, it was like a chicken box for like you get birds in, you know, at the deli, and it was called George's Farms. It had this giant rooster head on it, and I thought it was like a permanent. I kept the lid and took a whole bunch of them. But it's somewhere based out of like Arkansas. I almost wrote the company, asked them if I could like go there and be the artist in residence at the factory, and just start watching them process all these birds and stuff like that, and just like make a whole like documentary out of it, or like painting wise. Always want to get all their heads too. I mean, they must process tons of chickens, and you could take a lot of these heads and just cast them, and make tons of like little like sculptures, you know. Oh yeah, you just when you burn it out, you would just do like a dry cast, like dip their whole head into like a mold or like a resin mold, and you'd have this. Then after you just burn the head out, and then you just cast it in like tin or something, and you could probably cast jillions of heads, you know. And what you do with them, I don't know. You have to. I'd invent something with them, but each one of them would look pretty original. Yeah, I like these. These are guineas. Maybe silver something guineas, but it's like, you know, painting's fun and stuff, but enough is enough after a while. You know, you can only paint all the time before it drives you crazy. It's like you know, I'm not really just one hobby man. I like doing a lot of different things, and eventually, but about a week ago, I was laying in bed and I just envisioned, I go, you know, what's the conclusion to all this? And I figured by the time I hit 60, I'm going to screw around until I hit about 60. And 60, I'm going to take whatever money I got and I'm going to go to Schulenburg and I'm going to make the city of chickens. And I'm going to try to like make this area, there's this ring of churches around Schulenburg, and I'm going to get a piece of property around there and make this like 20-acre spread of nothing but like doll houses, and custom make them. I love making little woodworking projects and like little houses and stuff. And what I want to do this thing is like looks like a subdivision, but nothing but these repetitive houses with birds in them, and then have like this little like a reenactment of a city. It's kind of like the city of refuge, and but it'd be the city of chickens, and it'd be really just it's just like a woodworking bonanza kind of thing. But I think by the time I hit 60, I'll have enough money to do this, and just do it until I die, basically, and then just it'd be like, I don't know, kind of like an Egyptian kind of pharaohistic kind of theme, but somewhere I'm really worried. I don't want to get all tangled up in a family, because that would just, I don't know. I'd rather just do something on my own. I'm not an expert chicken person. I just like to paint them.
That's a bunch of chicken. Blah! Block, block.